Hare Krishna, good morning. Today we will read from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 2, Divinity and Divine Service, text 18. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Divinity and Divine Service, text 18. This is a very famous verse. Nastapaye sabhatre sut nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttamas loke bhaktir bhavati naistaki. Word for word translation. Nasta, destroyed. Prayesu, almost nil, almost to nil. Abhadrasu, all that is inauspicious. Nityam, regularly. Bhagavat, Srimad Bhagavatam, all the pure devotee. Sevaya, by serving. Bhagavati, unto the personality of Godhead. Uttama, transcendental. Sloke, prayers. Bhaktihi, loving service. Bhavati, comes into being. Naistiki, irrevocable. Translation and purport by Abhaicha Vinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. By regular attendance in classes on the Srimad Bhagavatam and by a rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Purport. Here is the remedy for eliminating all inauspicious things within the heart, which are considered to be obstacles in the path of self-realization. The remedy is the association of the Bhagavatas. There are two types of Bhagavatas, namely the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavat. Both the Bhagavatas are competent remedies, and both of them, or either of them, can be good enough to eliminate the obstacles. A devotee Bhagavat is as good as the book Bhagavat, because the devotee Bhagavat leads his life in terms of the book Bhagavat, and the book Bhagavat is full of information about the personality of Godhead and his pure devotees, who are also Bhagavatas. Bhagavat, book and person are identical. The devotee Bhagavat is a direct representative of Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. So by pleasing the devotee Bhagavat, one can receive the benefit of the book Bhagavat. Human reason fails to understand how by serving the devotee Bhagavat or the book Bhagavat, one gets gradual promotion on the path of devotion. But actually, these are facts explained by Srila Naradev, who happened to be a maidservant's son in his previous life. The maidservant was engaged in the menial service of the sages, and thus he also came in contact with them. And simply by associating with them and accepting the remnants of foodstuff left by the sages, the son of the maidservant got a chance to become the great devotee and personality Srila Naradev. These are the miraculous effects of the association of the Bhagavatas. and to understand these effects practically, it should be noted that by such sincere association of the Bhagavatas, one is sure to receive transcendental knowledge very easily, with the result that it becomes fixed in devotional service of the Lord. The more progress is made in devotional service under the guidance of the Bhagavatas, the more one becomes fixed in transcendental loving service of the Lord. The message of the book Bhagavat, therefore, have to be received from the devotee Bhagavat, and the combination of these two Bhagavatas will help the neophyte devotee to make progress and on. Nastve Sabatresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevya Bhagavatuttamaski Bhakti Bhavati Naiski. By regular attendance on classes of the Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotee, all the disturbance unto the heart is nearly completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Mahyana Timandasya Chinanjala Shilakya Saksaran Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Chitanya Manopistam Staptam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupkadamam Dadati Swaparam Tikam. Vandayam Shiyudha Padakalam Shiram Vaishnavamsa Shirupam Jagajatam Saganaragnotam Pitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Saudutam Parijana Saitam Sikrishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pradhan Sakanalita Shivishakam Vitam Sa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jat Pate Gopesha Gopka Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Garaki Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhana Sutta Devi Pranamama Haripriya Pankha Kalpta Visha Kripa Sindhu Visha Patram Pavanabhyo Vaishnabhyo Namo Namo Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadhika Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Vishnu Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Srinyavati Nirvishesha Srinyavati Paskachai Desatarine Srila Prabhupada Ki. So this verse in the purport, Srila Prabhupada speaks about two Bhagavatas, the book Bhagavat and the personality of Bhagavat. That this Harisari Prabhu has been for many years the servant of Srila Prabhupada. He gave a seminar entitled The Living Bhagavatam. That's because Srila Prabhupada was living the Bhagavatam, showed us how to bring the Bhagavatam in practice. So these verses, previous verses, were focused on hearing. But we have to learn how to actually hear. Unless we hear attentively, we cannot register the knowledge. It will not register in our memory. When we hear, we are supposed to remember. The more attentively we hear, the more we remember. When one practices spiritual life, then memory becomes sharp. Yogis are endowed with this. We want to store in our memory all kinds of spiritual information, because then we will know what to do and what not to do. And while listening to classes or reading purports, we should remember at least what's the main theme of this verse. That and also all the points in the purport, how do they relate to that main theme? What's the theme in this verse? You cannot approach God directly. First, you have to serve the person Bhagavatam. And we have to hear from him. What must we hear? We must hear what Krishna gives us. He gave us Bhagavad Gita, which he spoke directly. He gave us Srimad Bhagavatam, which was spoken by Krishna, Vaipajan Vyas, also Krishna, and is an incarnation of Krishna. And the method is given to us by Krishna Chaitanya. So from whom should we hear all this? We have to hear it from the person Bhagavatam. From him we hear all the pastimes, all the Bhagavatam and other scriptures. That we see that Durga, she's Parvati, she is in charge of the material energy. She's very powerful. But Parvati also, she's so powerful and in charge of the material energy. She's still ignorant of spiritual life, and so she's asking Lord Shiva, her husband, about spiritual life. That so in Lord Shiva is instructing Parvati, Aradhanam sarvesam Vishnu Aradhanam param tasmat parataram devi tadiyam samarchanam. So if one wants to attain God, one should approach the devotees of the Lord. One cannot hope to attain Krishna directly by worshipping him. But Krishna can be very easily attained if we associate with pure devotees. Therefore, worship of Krishna's devotees is considered higher or better than direct worship of Krishna. So that's a very important point. Because Parvati asked, which service is the best? And in summary, Lord Shiva says, yes, worship to Vishnu is the topmost, Aradhade Vishnu. But better than worship, Vishnu worship is Tadiya, those who are in relationship with Vishnu. So that is the worship of Krishna's devotee. So the book spoken by the devotee Bhagavat should be taken seriously. So 24 hours a day we should be engaged in Bhagavat Sevaya. What is Bhagavat Sevaya? Srila Prabhupada clarifies in a lecture this Bhagavat Sevaya is during 24 hours being engaged in Bhagavat Sevaya, means book distribution, preaching in the temple, deity worship, cooking for the deities. That's all Bhagavat Sevaya, and that should be Nitya, 24 hours a day, without interruption. And then Abhadra. Abhadra means the inauspicious things in the heart, the dirty things, will be removed. And what are these inauspicious things? Desire for sense gratification has to be removed. That we have so many desires. The three modes of material nature influences us. Goodness, passion, ignorance. They are like three colors. And they appear in different varieties. They combine with each other and are competing with each other for predominance, is in the Gita. And by their combination, 3 multiplied by 3 is 9, multiplied by 9 is 81. And so many varieties of material desires appear into the heart. That, so before it produced varieties of sense enjoyment. But by regularly worshipping the Bhagavatam, we become free from these auspicious things. So these inauspicious things can be cleansed by the hearing of the Bhagavatam, but from the lips of devotees. That's when then when everything is cleansed, when one is liberated, one attains love of God. That so it came to the point that, like, what is a symptom? Lord Chaitanya explains in the Shikshastkam, Yugaitam Nimeshena. So a yuga, a nimesha, a second, a moment, appears like 12 years. So such time of separation is felt by pure devotee. That so the more we hear, the more we feel satisfied, the more our heart is cleansed. Like the more we hear, we eat, the more our hunger is satisfied. If 75% is cleansed, then one becomes fixed up in devotional service. That's what Srila Prabhupada says in a lecture, 75%. Then one becomes firm in one's devotional service. That all unwanted things are finished. And then one gets firm faith. So when 75% of our heart is cleansed, then our faith in God becomes fixed. That the material world means tamas, darkness. Krishna is beyond the material world. Those who are not liberated souls cannot actually offer prayers. We can sing songs offered by liberated souls such as Bhaktivinoda Thakur. We are only presenting what we have heard. They are only presenting what they have heard from liberated souls. That like one cannot whimsically write poetry for the Supreme Lord. That any sentiment not supported by the Vedas has to be avoided. That Vedas means Shruti, Smriti. Smriti are not directly the Vedas, but they are the Purana. They consist of the Puranas and the Pancharatha Vidhi, Narada Muni, that Rupa Goswami, that he says that, yes, Shruti, Smriti, Puranadi, Pancharatha Vidimya, Aikantaki Are Bhakti Upadachaiva Kalpate. This is a verse of Nectar of Devotion. Devotional service that ignores the authorized Vedic literatures like the Upanishads, Puranas, Narada Pancharatha, etc., is simply an unnecessary disturbance in society. So, this hearing makes us becoming fixed up in devotional service, and that can be attained by Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. Without hearing about God, how can we know Him? That we have to hear about Krishna and what is given by Krishna. So, like we said before, we have to hear Bhagavad Gita spoken by Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam, which is given by Srila Vyasadeva, which is an incarnation of Krishna. So, of course, during our practice, because of our past habits, sometimes there is some flow in our service, but that is excused if it's not intentionally. The soon we will become elevated to the spirit, then soon we will become elevated to the spiritual platform. If there is some ulterior motive, then one is lost. Our position is, as a spirit soul, is marginal. Marginal, yeah, that's the 6 Goswamis divided all the energies in 3 for the sake of our understanding. That Antaranga Shakti, which is the internal spiritual energy of the Lord, Bahiranga Shakti, the material energy, and Vyatastha Shakti, marginal. Because we are marginal, that because we are marginal, we must keep ourselves in the light. That so we must always keep ourselves in the light. If we think of sense gratification, immediately we are in the darkness. We identify with the body. Therefore, we have to be engaged 24 hours a day. Now, another point in this verse is, it says, all these troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. Why is that completely? We'll hear that in the next verse. That because the cleansing of the heart means we come to goodness. But it's the material mode of goodness. And the material mode of goodness is never complete pure. From there, we have to go to transcendence. Then we have to constant merge our mind, body, mind, and senses, always in the service of the Lord. That and by that constant, pure devotional service, Mamchir Vyabhicharane Bhakti Yogana Sevata, Sagadan Samatichitam Brahma Bhuyeya Kalapati. By that service, we transcend the modes of nature, and then it becomes 100% pure. Because the difference between transcendence and the mode of goodness is that transcendence is Suddha Sattva, is purified goodness, complete purified goodness. That therefore it one by engaging in an alloyed devotional service, one comes to transcend these modes. And the symptom is that one's faith, it becomes completely established. And one feels attracted to Krishna. One cannot bear a moment of separation, like Lord Chaitanya. So in the Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada writes, and he refers to Narada's previous life as a demonstration of this principle. And Narada will also tell this story to Vyasadeva to stress him the importance of writing the Bhagavatam. This is a very powerful demonstration of the power of bhakti. So today is Ekadashi, a day we can dedicate more than other days to the hearing of Krishna. So this is what I could say on this very important verse. Are there any questions, please? So there are no questions. I look forward to see you tomorrow, to be online for the next verse of this very important key verses. Thank you very much. Jai Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Bol.
Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.